I've noticed that in recent years, HOn30, or 009 for British modelers, has been getting more and more popular. Why might this be the case? If I had to guess, it'd be a combination of 3D printing and the fact that Bachmann's been releasing the Skarloey Railway engines in this scale too, so the Thomas community have been eating it up. I, too, have now joined the bandwagon. This all started when I got tired of looking at a scene on my HO layout. You may have taken note of this small hill in the videos in my layout that has, what should I say, had a dirt road and a shed, along with a plastic billboard with a Rio Grande poster. I had some N-gauge flex track laying around, and thinking it would look more interesting, scraped off the dirt road and laid some of the track in its place. I even went the extra mile to stain the balance and weather the track. It stayed on occupied for a couple of months until I decided I was ready to get some HOn30 rolling stock. I started by purchasing a 3D printed kit of an HOn30 box cab switcher. This kit is sold by Apogee Locomotive Works, which is a 3D printing company that specializes in providing shells to make locomotives that most regular manufacturers would consider to be too niche to sell in ready-to-roll form. In addition to the model I purchased, they also sell several other box cab designs and shells to create fireless switchers. I'll provide a link to the website in the description. Although this model is mostly freelanced, it is loosely based off of Iowa Terminal 53, which is currently stored at the Boone and Scenic Valley Railroad. This model, being an undecorated kit, allowed me to get some good practice in model painting. I first washed the parts in soapy water, let it dry, then sprayed it in Rust-Oleum dark gray. As I don't have an airbrush, I had to resort to brush painting. Since I know Thomas 1, Edward 2, Henry 3 was wondering how people could pull it off when talking about his 009 model, I thought I'd explain my method. I use acrylic paints, and so I dampen the brushes in water, do not soak, just damp, and then start painting. This will take a lot longer, but it will allow the model to look a lot better and have minimal brush strokes. I ended up painting mine dark blue with a black frame, white roof, and window trim, and the green interior. I also sprayed the model with Krylon Crystal Clear to help protect the paint from rubbing off. Now you would think what I'm about to talk about next would be the easiest part, but for me it was actually the most frustrating. Getting the motor to run it. It's designed to fit on a Kato 11-109 chassis, which you would need to order from a Japanese seller. I ordered mine off of eBay, and the seller told me that it would arrive in July, but didn't provide a tracking number. For context, I ordered it and the shell in late April, so I waited, and waited, and waited. But when July came, the chassis hadn't arrived. I had to file a complaint to the seller, and they said they'd temporarily refund me until it arrives. Then I would have to pay them back. I gave them the benefit of the doubt, but by late September, the chassis was still nowhere to be seen. I was pretty angry at this point, so I ordered a new 11-109 from a different seller, and what do you know? It arrived in less than a week. Here's my warning to my viewers, since I'm sure some of you will at some point want to buy something Japanese related. Do not buy from this seller. Moving on from the box cab though, I was also able to pick up a few mini train wagons off of eBay as well for dirt cheap, and these look great behind the box cab. They make for a nice mining train. Finally, I couldn't dive into HOn30 without having my own slice of the pie. I eventually would get some of the Bachmann Skarloey Railway items. Peter Sam had just come out, and I was able to get him and one of the blue Linden and Barnstable vans off of Train World. This might sound weird, but I think Peter Sam is really cute. He's actually smaller than the box cab and runs really nicely. I might do a more in-depth review on him in the future, but for now I like to say that firstly, I do not care about the filled-in slab here at all. Remember guys, if Bachmann didn't do this, the motor would be visible. The model for the most part is dead accurate to the CGI version of Peter Sam. My only major complaint is that I don't understand why part of his valve gear is plastic. It should have been metal in my opinion. and I doubt it would have been that hard for Bachmann to make that change. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to have a major effect on his performance. I might consider replacing his face with the 3 British Season 4 one in the future, but for now, I'm leaving him as is. These two are a great start to HOn30 for me. Now that I talked about them, let's see them in action.